Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Week 9 Endgame Syndicate Battle Royale sim stream. Dan, Mr. Nerdy Tenor, is outside at a Starbucks. He wasn't going to let a little pesky family vacation get in the way, but he's not in the NORAD bunker. You guys might not even recognize him. Not in the NORAD bunker. Brian Hooper is here. We had a pretty good week last week. We are going to try and solve Week 9 Battle Royale. Let's get into it.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King Summer.
All right, folks, we're back. Brian, you hung out with me on stream on Sunday morning. I lied to you about Hayden Hurst being active, but honestly, that would have helped you because any Will Dissly lineup would not have been a Cade Otton lineup, Brian. So therefore, me lying to you about the status of Hayden Hurst theoretically helped your Sunday sim ROI.
Yeah, even when you're wrong, you're right, Davis. Even when
I'm wrong, I'm right. It's a good thing to note. We had some viewers of the stream do quite well last week. We had 2 viewers of the stream tied for 5th place in the main battle royale. So they split. They each got $8,500. So you definitely
didn't we have another sim player the Sims loved or something that also did well? Or who was the guy last week? I can't remember it.
Well, no, because what you had to have last week was you had to have Cade Otton instead of anyone else. And the best combination of what you could have had last week was Jalen Hurts naked. Jalen Hurts without A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts without Devonta Smith. I believe the winner selected Devonta Smith, but, it wasn't the optimal, which is kind of interesting. Wouldn't you sort of believe that you would need the optimal to win a contest that large, Brian? Like, isn't that sort of interesting? That really, I mean, Devonta Smith, I think, scored 15, like not even close, really, to the optimal score wide receiver.
I don't. Maybe the fact that so many people have so similar lineups, maybe you don't. In a equilibrium environment, you probably might. But yeah, when everyone's got the same stuff.
Yeah. Dan, how many teams did you get in last week? How did it go?
So I did really well, actually. I only got in 13 teams, but I managed to get 42nd with one of them, which is $750.
There you go.
So
42nd place. That's pretty good ROI. That's pretty good ROI.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I think I'm going to switch my internet real quick here onto a different connection.
Okay. Sounds
spotty.
good.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
We drafted 4 teams on Sunday on my account, Davis.
Yeah.
3 out of the 4 cashed. No winners though, but
this is super fascinating. Chris saying in chat, Jamar Chase wasn't optimal, but almost necessary, which is so true because everyone in the first round mostly did bad. Like mostly put up or not bad, but just like I think Henry got like 15, Barkley got like 12, like mostly replacement level scores. Kind of introduces to the wind horse of like, well, maybe Dan's computer telling us that instead of 100% owned, players should be 95% owned. That's probably directionally accurate to some degree.
Right.
Like you don't, and this week actually, or I mean, we're going to get into it when we fire up the Sims, but you could certainly, I think, make a pretty good argument that there are, 10 first rounders. And if there are 10 first rounders and you just take one of them every single time, like maybe that is not the right distribution of the way that they should be going. I will, I don't want to give away my NBA rankings, my super secret NBA rankings. Can't do that. All right. I will share my screen and we can talk about it a little bit before we start drafting teams. So I think you could certainly, honestly, I think you could make an argument for 8 players to go first overall this week or within the first 3 picks. Lamb, Kamara, Chase, Barkley, Henry, Kyron, AJ Brown, and Tyreek Hill. Probably AJ Brown, the lowest of those because the volume has not really so much been there. But Brian, just from like a high level, it just grant that I'm true. Grant that what the ball knower is saying is true, that these guys all project very well, relatively speaking. How do you think that impacts you from a strategy perspective?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'd have to think about it. I'm not sure how much it would probably just be more variation amongst the tiers or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I do think the concept that he brought up is really interesting, though, of the just a function of how battle royales work. It's that the Jamar Chase idea of like you're not taking, I don't know, some who was like a McMillan or something in the first round.
Cedric Tillman.
So yeah, Cedric Tillman. Like you're not taking them in the first round of battle royale ever, and they might be on your DFS team because they fit salary wise for some reason, and you don't have to take Derrick Henry. But in battle royale, a lot of these teams are like picking themselves. Is my camera still frozen? They're saying in chat.
No, you're back.
Okay.
Yeah. Dan did escape the underground bunker. He is now. I mean, look at that, Dan. You're in the sunshine. Is the computer even going to work when you're in the sun, or is the sim going to be so ruined by being in the sun?
No, I think it's more that the computer has called EMS on my behalf because I'm about to get like a 2nd-degree sunburn. So when you hear the sirens.
That's that's how much. So that's the commitment. He made enough Sklansky bucks to get out of the bunker. So what we are doing this earlier than we normally do. Normally we do this on Thursday. What is going to be different in the sim today compared to what it was? I assume we are just missing one input source, basically.
That's correct.
All right. Well,
so we have less data to. Plus, it's
that might work. Yeah, that might work. All right. Well, let's fire. Let's see how this goes. Let's hop into the battle royale. They changed the field again, so it's smaller this week.
Yep.
48,156 entries. It is still $7 to enter. The min cash is now, instead of $10, you double your money, and I believe they made it a little flatter in this range, if I remember. I maybe don't remember exactly, but I believe it is a little first? Flatter there. $40,000 to first. So well, it's Kamala's America, so they're redistributing the wealth a little bit, Brian. They can't have it. They can't have it all go up top. I don't. Oh, all right. I'm gonna have to redo this.
They made it 40. I'm not gonna fucking play them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna protest.
I don't think it overlaid last week. It might have a little bit.
It was maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me see. I have the window open.
They are certainly battling an issue where people are running out of money and they have NBA going. So the people who are 150 maxing, like let's just say theoretically you're running really bad and you're 150 maxing every week. You just have less money available. Like that's just a fact of life. If you're losing 50% or 70% every single week, like you are down thousands of dollars, and they up the entry fee. So the speaking from personal experience, haven't. There you go. John said it overlaid. It was basically rake free.
Oh, was it more? Okay.
It was more than rake free. Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
Slight overlay, which is always good news, bad news, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
I kind of like the idea of. Yeah, actually, I don't even want to say this on camera, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I kind of like the idea of more rake. But hear me out.
More rake is better.
Hear me out.
That's what I've always heard.
Just so like they can let the contest go all the way to lock. Like just like I don't know what that number is, but like just so like they they don't eat it so much since it'll overlay. Like they have to pay for it one way or another, but like I want it to go all the way to lock. I want it to be open until noon Central Time on Sunday.
What? Just that is such, Brian. That is just such unique to you Like the being like, well, my Sims are not done cooking until 11:45. then I have 15 minutes where I'm just bored as shit.
I'm gonna raise rake on everyone else just to benefit me slightly.
But then think about how that negatively impacts you. You're not going to be paying attention. Some edge grinder is going to enter 17 drafts right as the slate starts. Derrick Henry's going to score a touchdown on the first drive. You're not going to know that. You're not going to be paying attention. But some edge grinder is going to realize it and take Derrick Henry in 17 consecutive drafts, and you're going to lose to that guy.
Yeah. Okay, my real solution. I was joking there.
He was joking. Rake is not better, per Brian.
My real solution is they lobby Congress and change the law that says it has to, that the prize pool has to be stated beforehand, and make it like poker, where if a bunch of people overlay, they can have a bigger prize pool. You don't have to like set the exact amount of entrants beforehand. That's a dumb fucking law. It should be changed, and then that would solve all that problem.
Sure, theoretically. I wonder if that's actually true in practice, by the way. If people can't see the number and they don't know how much is into first, like DFS people are not, they're not thinkers like poker players are. They might not want to play it.
Trust me, there's a lot of dumb poker players. So.
I don't know. You could just list them, what the current top payout is. You could guarantee some minimum and never get screwed.
Yeah, just do it exactly like poker, Dan. That was never a problem. You say 50K to first for a Sunday, and then sometimes it's 100, sometimes it's sometimes it doesn't even get the 50K, and you do get overlay. But like that, the back in when it was poker was super popular, sometimes it would go like 200. It would go like well over. So and then they could keep it open all the way to the last second. I mean, they have rebuys in poker. They go during the tournament. So
sure, that would
be cool. It's probably not going to happen. Trump will kill it. Trump will kill that idea, Davis. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Kamala definitely. It's one of the things she's running on, I think, is actually removing that and just allowing for continuous size price. It's what I heard.
She wants that best ball vote.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on my For You page that she's really going after the best ball vote. All right, let's go ahead and enter into the first one. I'm very curious who this week's. I've got a very good guess for who this week's Ramondre Stevenson is going to be, and it is going to be, or this week's Chuba Hubbard, and it is going to be Tony Pollard against the New England Patriots. He's the running back 13 in ADP. I'm going to guess he's like the running back 8 or 7 or so in projection. But
I need a touchdown out of him last week, not this week.
Wait, who did you say you think it's going to
be? Tony Pollard.
Oh, Pollard. Let me see where he's at now. Let's see.
So are we going to try to keep track of these combos this week, Davis, or what?
Yes. Yeah. Brian, I've been playing in these NBA contests. I've actually decided for a while I'm going to hand draft NBA, with my exclusive edge being knowing that a lot of the sweaty virgins are auto drafting it, so they have no control over the ownership of their combos. So I'm exclusively drafting NBA, getting weird combos. Like that's it. That's like all I'm doing.
Yeah, that'd be a lot easier if we tried. Go ahead.
I currently have Pollard as the running back 11.
Okay, so he's not going to be the Stevenson, but it will like him more than ADP does.
Why am I not seeing any ownership for him? He's no one taking him? Barely?
I don't know. Let me see. Looks like you've got.
Yeah, no one taking him yet. Well, it is. It's pretty early in the week.
I've taken him. I've taken him.
Negligible amount.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard for me to see, so if you can. If that was Lamb just went.
Lamb, Chase. I'm going to suppose that it wants Kamara or Kyron.
That's little. Nope.
Yeah, correct, Gumby. It's the only way to do it.
It's saying Jacobs, Kyron, Bijan, Derrick Henry. There's a lot of stuff up here. It's sort of indifferent to.
Well, that's what Davis said was going to happen. Actually,
Kamara is listed fourth.
I took Kyron.
Okay, we took. All right,
Kyron.
I took.
It was Kyron by like 4 cents at the time.
All right, there we go.
You could use that to tip your.
I was going to say, yeah. Oh, someone's auto drafting, so we're already back up on the clock. Kamara, Barkley,
Kamara,
Henry.
Barkley, Henry. Oh shit. Kamara.
Okay, don't take Drake London or Lamar Jackson or Bowers.
Oh shit. I'm not gonna make it. What happened after Henry? Yeah, I can't see. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
AJ Brown.
He took Amon-Ra,
Yeah.
which is great because the combos are good there. Pretty good.
Yeah, correct. This is the only way to control for combos. It's no one else is doing this. I'm clearly the only person in the field doing this. There's no one else who has any idea. It's an exclusive idea here on the Davis Mattek channel that hand drafting is the only way to control for combinations.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm caught up at least. There's Josh.
Does this matter to you guys? Any idea when the 3-player combos will be on game? It'll be shortly, but and for me, I'm not seeing like the huge benefit.
Well, I'm seeing the benefit. I know why people want it, but I don't know how important it is, which is that people want to draft 2-player combos they like, even if they're not unique. So like they want to do Derrick Henry, AJ Brown because they think those are good players, but they want to know, well, then I can get unique by doing a different 3rd player.
Walker, Neighbors. I don't know.
Okay, it's saying Josh Jacobs.
Hold on before you take them. Oh crap!
So
And then it's
Never
saying
So-
and London.
I took Jacobs, but
Jacobs is good. Combo light.
here's the deal. We have already identified. I was wrong. It's not Pollard. It's Jacobs. I will go look. I will pull up the blitz projections right now, but I can already tell you I know what's happening, which is that Cardi is like 9 points out of line with the field on Josh Jacobs. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up after this draft, but he is just going to be super high on Jacobs. So I'm putting that in the Stevenson bucket where we don't have to take him there. We can select him, but we do not have to take him there.
Did you see all those picks, Dan?
I think so. Yep, I'm gonna cook him. So let's see what it makes. Now it's saying Drake London,
Well,
Trey McBride. It's saying Drake London, Trey McBride, and Kyler Murray. Isn't that interesting?
London Kyron is like 40% owned together.
Oh, okay. So Kyler is listed McBride. He just really likes Atlanta and then Arizona. Right?
McBride, he took McBride, it looks like, and
Yeah.
Okay.
that seems okay, except with St. Brown. You know, we need there's got to be a faster way to figure this out.
Faster way to figure out the 3-player combos.
Yeah, because like McBride's high with Brown, he's his highest, but not with the other guys we got. So
That doesn't even
yeah,
that doesn't even make sense to me because their ADPs don't even line up.
right, which means you should even more reason to fade them. Fade that combo, anyways.
So now it's saying DJ Moore.
He's not going to say no to that.
I'm not going to say no to that.
Yeah, you got 2 yeses on that one. He hasn't had a big game in a while either, so he's due.
He's due. You can't beat that. You can't beat that.
Yeah,
Now,
this is why people tune in. You know, they wanna
Yeah,
know
the
who's
due
due.
theory.
I'm wondering if it's going to want Caleb or if it's going to want Kyler or if it's going to want Goff. I'm
I think
interested.
it's going to want
in...
Kyler from what I've seen so far.
Okay. Well, Kyler should have the best projections. Yeah. So Brian, something I'm curious about, their ADPs never lined up because McBride is not even 100% drafted. So he's got a pretty wide range. I'm wondering if the ownership projection in the caddy will change.
Yeah,
What's
it's pretty
after,
early.
What's after
pretty
Evan
early.
Ingram? What happened after Ingram?
Stafford and David Njoku.
Let's if someone reminds us on Sunday, we'll look.
Yeah.
But it's early in the week,
So-
so like
Oh, it's
stuff.
actually
Who?
listing Caleb first right now. Caleb
right.
Williams. And
That's
then
a
Kyler
winner.
close behind.
That's $40,000 right there.
That's right there.
Kyron, St.
Caleb.
Brown, Jacobs, McBride, DJ Moore, Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about $40,000 worth of EV there.
God,
Well,
wouldn't that be
It only
sweet?
thought. I'm sorry to tell you, but it only thinks $13.57.
That's not bad.
That's above par.
Does that pay for even one drink at the Starbucks you're at?
Not even close.
No, and to be fair, I don't want to disparage this fine institution. I actually did not go to a Starbucks. It was even louder than this place. So I'm at some local coffee spot instead.
There you go.
And it's blinding. I can barely see. Like the sun is right in my eyeball.
Ask them what you can get for $6.40 in Skalansky bucks.
God, if we find a coffee shop that takes Glansky's,
you got to move there immediately.
You know, they had ATMs for crypto. Surely they should have an ATM for Skalansky bucks.
for Skalansky's, yeah. Okay, I meant to. Here, I'll check the Blitz projections. We've got Josh Jacobs for. Oh, Cardi doesn't even project him that well. 15.15 points. So it's the other projection source that's really high on him.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
that is interesting because normally when someone's that out of line, it's Derek.
I could reload and recompute.
No, that's it's fine by me. I probably won't take him every time. I really do greatly prefer A-Chain. But I don't, that's knowing ball. That's not knowing strategy. All right, let's Dan, are we ready to cook up another one?
Yeah, sure.
Brian, are you hopping on the stream again Sunday morning? Was that you committing to it?
Oh, actually this Sunday I probably can't.
That's fine.
But we'll see.
I'll be there regardless.
Yeah.
This is another really bad three wide receiver week. But yeah, if you could do that, CD, Puka, and Tyreek, obviously that is a very, very good start. But yeah really terrible week for it.
My stuff is not completely converged. It's still cooking, but right now I'm at 7.2% three wide receiver builds, which is almost as low as it was last week. It might go down. We'll see over the next half an hour.
We did get the third pick again.
Free again.
Okay.
Here I'll zoom in really close to help Dan's sun eyeballs.
Blindness.
Brian, what was it like watching that Hail Mary happen to your beloved Chicago Bears?
Didn't watch it. Wasn't watching it.
You weren't watching it?
Mm-mm.
You had a Caleb Williams jersey on and you weren't watching it? Kind of unbelievable, honestly. I don't know.
Yeah, it was pretty good because I wasn't watching it, so there was no pain.
Would you have actually been upset? Like, do you really care about when the Chicago Bears win and lose?
Not really.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I wish I did.
Honestly, like I'm like a pretty real Chiefs fan, but I'm getting very little joy out of them being 7-0, to be honest.
They're 7-0. I didn't even realize.
Yeah. They are 7-0.
All right, Davis. It's sort of like you said. There's a lot of stuff up here that's
it's just mixing
similar.
them.
Yep, it is. So, what did we get last time? Last time you got
Kyron.
You could get Kamara this time.
Sure.
Or Barkley. Yeah.
Okay, so Kamara, don't take any McLaurin.
Oh,
that is so bizarre.
That's a random one. It must
because
be
McLaurin,
no Njoku, no Kamara. I mean, yeah.
Because again, these are not even ADP. These are just super random combos.
Huh. There's got to be something driving it.
There's something driving it. I mean, even if it goes like, I think it's pretty big edge kind of avoiding this stuff because like even if we are wrong and then by Sunday it's 25%, it cuts in half or something, you still don't want it.
Probably, but I don't know. It's the ones like there's definitely an edge in like doing it for the ADP turn ones, like the guys who were just lined up at like Henry and Bowers last week. Great example of like that is a good one to sort of avoid. But I don't know. I don't know about these just total random ones.
Well, we should probably test that one of these days.
We should look at it, the data. It's saying Jacobs, Dobbins, Drake London, Bijan.
No London. Don't take London. You can take any of the other guys.
You could also take Lamar if you want.
I'm gonna take Bijan Robinson.
No, that's another one that you shouldn't take.
That one lines up ADP perfectly.
I know, that's why we don't want it. And he didn't say his name.
He did.
No, I did.
Oh, did you?
I did.
I didn't hear it. I would have called it out.
I'm also not taking. J.K. Dobbins is in the Josh Jacobs list of something in the projections likes him much more than ADP does, and we can get him later.
Yeah, we should plan for that.
Yeah, if you know that you can get someone a round or two later, then just do that. But yeah, Robinson, we should have faded there. Back to the if we look at the equilibrium stuff eventually and see what is the average amount two players uncorrelated are in lineups. I'm guessing it's going to be about the same for all combos of 100% drafted players. And I bet it'll be like 10%.
Something I have noticed, by the way, and we can get more into this after this draft, is the field is getting so much better at not drafting 100% players who shouldn't be 100% owned.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Okay, it's saying Trey McBride, Drake London, Lamar.
Gonna do Lamar. I really don't like Bijan Robinson and Drake London together. Feels like there's just like a very limited number of touchdowns that they, and I mean it's such a touchdown driven thing, and I'm sure the sim is accounting for that, but I don't love it.
Lamar actually combos wise fits pretty good with those two players. So,
all right, I'll take it. Brian, have you been playing any NBA BR or not enough money, not enough juice in the squeeze?
No, I don't have anything set up for it. Plus NBA, you gotta do your DFS. The NBA DFS, you gotta pay attention.
Yes, yeah, that's true. You do. All right, I'm curious if it's gonna want Mark Andrews or Likely or Flowers with Lamar, or if it's gonna say play him solo.
Well, the next two guys both have two receivers. So it helps a little.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on one.
Josh Jacobs was the
Oh, they went Josh Jacobs. So let's see what it says. Yeah, it's still saying Trey McBride, Drake London, DJ Moore. And then Chris Olave.
All right, I'm gonna give it to Olave.
Okay.
Yeah, Moore would have been fine. Man, we don't have much. Oh, Olave, there he is. Yeah, Olave's pretty good here, actually.
He's probably, he's definitely not getting 100% drafted.
I really wanted Trey McBride for some reason.
It's not that. It's like not that. Again, it's just curious.
I'll look
what
at my
it's
numbers
waiting
later. Yeah,
McBride is pretty clearly the tight end in 0.5 PPR. He's in what I'm looking at. He's 0.7 better than everyone else, and he's 3.5 better than the tight end 4. So, I mean, it's a pretty big projection. In fact, he's projected for more points than the tight end 1 in ADP, Brock Bowers. So that the sim is definitely going to be picking up on that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Drake London got taken, so we don't have to not take Drake London for another pick. So now we can see what the what the computer wants us to do, and we could take Drake London in the next one. It's gonna want Trey McBride, and we can give it Trey McBride. That's fine.
At this point, yeah.
Jalen Hurts goes.
Okay, it's saying, yep. Shocking. Trey McBride number 1, Zay Flowers number 2. So, but it's a big gap.
Okay. All right. No. Well, I want the computer to tell me that my teams are worth $40. So I will be taking.
We're not going to get there with this one, but I think we're going to be above the entry fee.
It's really all. If every single one of my teams can be above the entry fee, then I'll have a good Sunday, and I can pay Brian's rake for him. If all my teams out earn the entry fee, then I can Brian's more rake is better idea can work out just fine. All right, Kincaid goes, Pollard goes. That guy knows ball. I believe Patrick Barnes YouTube, who is in like literally every single one of these that I ever do, had a good finish last week.
Waddle. Okay, here we go. Now it just says to take Zay Flowers. Or actually it's oscillating between Zay Flowers and DJ Moore. Those two are very tight, so it's probably
Lad McConkey last week. Mr. McConkey.
He got me 40 seconds.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
I knew there was one guy that we were making fun of when he went off. It was McConkey.
Yep.
I mean, like a no baller could have gotten there, I think.
I'm pretty sure you made fun of it when that was suggested.
Well, he was hurt.
No.
We didn't know if he was going to
He
play,
wasn't
but
sure
I didn't
if he was going to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe someone in chat.
Yeah, my best entry was Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, McConkey, Travis Kelce, and then Joe Mixon and J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, had to have Mixon last week. He was a big part of it.
If Brown caught that touchdown instead of Smith,
yeah,
you're looking good.
That was not that ideal for me. I needed AJ Brown more. I had a lot of that combo. That combo, by the way, was, I mean, insanely. I looked this up. Earlier. Here we can pull up some of the comments. Yeah. So, by the way, we argued about Isaiah Likely last week. I had 2% of the entire entries of the pool of Lamar Andrews and Isaiah Likely. There were like 90 teams that had him, and I had 4 of them. Okay. AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts last week were on 3,247 teams together.
41%.
41% of the available combos.
Which is really close to what we were guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Because there just were not very many good wide receiver options. And then once you get Brown, it's like you should be correlating a good percentage of the time. So, yeah, it does make sense.
That Patrick Barnes YouTube's right there, too, winning 20K. That's his entire strategy, is to wait till Davis goes live and then draft in his streams.
Look, dude, he even took McConkey. He took McConkey.
Oh, wow.
Easy game.
So this last team we drafted, do you want to know the dollar amount on this one?
Yes.
Yes, $11.97.
All right.
Okay, so the first one was better.
We've paid for your coffee. We've paid for your coffee now officially.
Did. Yeah, this was cheap Albany coffee. No. Oh, I have to correct. You described this as vacation. Unfortunately, I wish this were. I've been boxing up somebody's house and loading
not vacation
into storage units. So. No, this feels like vacation. Actually.
All right. Well, there we go. Now I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about pulling you away from.
No, please let me have a reason to stop patching.
We'll do it, and let's try and get a 101 because I would like to do a CeeDee Lamb team, because something I struggle with is more from like a portfolio perspective, is you only get so many 101 teams, right? So you only have so many opportunities to take CeeDee Lamb. How often do you try and take Dak Prescott there? Like, so if you do 150 divided by 6, you get whatever number that is. I'm not doing math on air. then how many of those 150 divided by 6 teams do you want to do with Dak and CD? It's just kind of interesting.
Right.
Because you have to, I will, and it doesn't matter because we get the 104 anyway.
Yep. We are taking CD first in my stuff.
That's a conversation I kind of wanted to have about battle royales and tools and stuff and all the stuff we're doing. Like the more I play and the more we do these shows and stuff, it's like there's only 6 spots, right? We're only taking 6 players, and they have to be in certain positions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it feels like you could set rules and get really close to a good EQ. Because at the end, it's like, okay, you have to take a running back. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not going to be anything groundbreaking. And then it's more and more important with every other pick and guessing what everyone else is doing and stuff like that. So that's all important. I don't know, but I just feel like maybe there's so few decisions that you could just build out a little rules tool.
I have some ideas there actually to talk about on content having to do with. Okay, well, let's figure out this pick first.
Okay.
It's saying a bunch of guys are close: Jacobs, Lamar, Barkley.
I'm gonna take Barkley.
This is Davis's week.
Why is that?
Because he just give him a list of players. He's going to take whoever he wanted anyway. So,
well, sure. I mean, this is a good time to do it, I guess.
I would say what it's particularly a good week for is not being too wedded to the actual ADP, particularly after the first 10 guys. It's a pretty good week to be there is no functional difference between Malik Neighbors and Devonta Smith, but their drafted rate and their pairings are going to be vastly different. There's no functional difference between Brian Robinson Jr. and James Cook, but they'll be drafted as if they're very different.
So for Barkley, no Cooper Kupp.
Okay, that's not going to be a problem. I see listed Amon-Ra, Lamar, Bijan, Drake London.
All right. Well, I'm gonna IKB. I'm gonna
don't pick him until you say who you're gonna take, Davis.
Puka Nacua.
That looks fine. That looks fine. Yeah, 18%. I'd like to know that number. What is the average number?
Well, 18% is even below average. No, 18% would be right at average. I think expect any two random.
The guys who get drafted 100%, I'm guessing 12% or something is the average. Should be the average, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Doesn't that not make sense? Because it would just be there's only so many combos of 100% drafted guys, and there's 6 teams per draft.
So
what's 100% divided by 6? It's greater than 12.
So
it's 16.
Okay, but you can mix and match with 99% guys and 98% guys, blah blah blah. It won't be
sure.
That.
Yeah, but I guess if you get into that more theoretical area,
yeah, which is what I'm doing.
Yeah,
12 might even be high.
So you're saying what 2 uncorrelated players should theoretically be matched at, not what they are. Yeah. Okay.
On average.
I misunderstood you.
On average.
All right.
Well, you can go 95% or higher drafted or some threshold around there.
Okay. So it's saying Josh Jacobs, James Cook. So it did not like your last pick. I think it thought it was giving up too much projection too early.
Yeah, the projections on Puka will be different by Sunday.
Who are we taking here?
Josh Jacobs, Drake London, Lamar.
He said James Cook, so that's who I starred. But then it changed.
It changed.
Well, who are you taking?
I took James Cook.
He got Cook.
Cook and Puka are 18%.
Pretty far. This team is going to be scraping the bottom.
Let me look at the
number.
Yeah, so this Puka, I've never disagreed with a projection more in my life, I don't think. Puka projected for less points than Malik Neighbors. Not buying it.
Oh, I have a really suspicious number there. Why is that so? Who got picked? I'm sorry. After Jaden
Walker.
Daniels.
Walker.
Walker. Okay. Sorry about that.
I know it's going to
It's-
want London.
It's saying, yeah, but it's close. It's London, McBride, DJ Moore. London is who's listing.
This is
Lamar.
a good draft to take London, actually.
I'm going to download some new sources after this one and reload because I see some things that are suspicious, like
Okay.
big divergence in
All right.
Puka numbers.
Maybe we could do some math really quick.
Sure.
Sure.
Adam, this is not the draft caddy. The sim is what Nerdy is running on his computer. What you're seeing on my screen is the ownership percentages and the team total of the games that you're playing in. So the draft caddy is a different thing. But
Also,
you are
for
seeing
people-
it in action.
For people who are confused, who have seen the show, I couldn't bring my loud keyboard with me, so
I know the people
no-
they're
no
not happy.
clickety-clack.
Okay,
Okay,
McBride
it's
went.
saying Geno Smith, Kyle Pitts, Kirk Cousins, and Njoku. It's almost like I don't care.
It's
it's
saying
given
it's
up.
saying
I've
it's
given
saying
up
I
on
don't-
life.
It's saying I don't care. You ruined this team by taking Puka Nacua. You don't know anything. You just drafted. All you did was draft the loser.
Did you get? Who'd you get? Kirk.
Kirk. Yeah, people are saying this. What's the point of watching with no loud keyboard? It's kind of throwing me off. No.
I can
click
do the
clack.
sound. I can do the sound effect.
Did you?
You're really giving up. You're really giving up the lie, Dan, that the computer was that it was never plugged in. That the keyboard was never plugged
Here,
in.
can I maybe? Does that help anyone?
There you
Well,
go.
this would
That's
be
much
even
better.
bolder. I could just. You can't even hear that I'm typing. Okay, now it's saying Kyle Pitts, Jonnu Smith, Noah Fant. Just not like this team. But it'll change once I download new projections.
Sure, we could take we'll do a Kirk Cousins double stack. What does a Kirk Cousins double stack ever hurt? So when Brian says
Let's finish the draft and then we'll answer that, and then
Okay.
while Dan's recooking, we'll talk about that and then try to do a little math really quick.
okay,
Are
That
we
works for
done?
me.
Did we finish?
Jalen Waddle, Joe Burrow, and then it's not going to show us the last player unless I pop the window out.
Yeah,
Not going to show us.
that's okay.
No, I called the office. They don't pick up. So
Let me get some
I'm
new
not sure.
projections.
Like maybe there's
Okay.
another-
Brian, let's
Yeah.
answer this. So when Brian says don't take player X, they are paired with player Y 45% of the time. Is that accounting for every pair of those two players or just them paired in the first and second round specifically?
Yeah. Everyone. So here, let's just share it. Present this, right? Yes. So I'm doing CD Lamb here. You
Sure,
just type
yeah.
the name in here, and then it's got Lamb Robinson. So like, who's down here? Lamb Cousins. I'm assuming Lamb Cousins is probably going later, right?
Yeah, but I would actually expect them to be paired more than random because they're in the same game.
Yes. Yeah. And they very well might be. And these are still, it's Wednesday. So let's see give it a couple days to cook. But to answer your question, all of them. But yeah, and somebody else was asking so this is different than Dan's sim. So Dan's got his, proprietary sim that he's running on his stuff. This comes with the caddy. So what about this idea really quick? We take all of CD Lamb's projections like right now. I wish we had more data, but just for now. And then average the what is the average estimated combo owned with all the players?
Say that again.
Here, I'll just show you. It makes more sense.
I always love to be shown, not taught.
Yeah, me too, actually. And I'm not good at explaining. So, is this it? Is this it?
I can't believe Dan's computer hated my Puka Nakua pick so much.
And I just figured this out. You could just highlight and paste these in Excel from Draft Caddy, so you don't even need a CSV file. You can just, if you want to use them in your own stuff, which I know some people do. I don't.
Yeah.
I hate doing it.
Okay. Yes.
I hate doing this because I think I might prove Davis right. But if you take all the CeeDee Lamb combos that, this is going to be different on Sunday, but for what we have right now, the average is 15.88.
So in other words, I know, not only do I know ball, not only do I know draft, but now we have Brian live on stream saying that I also know math.
Can't have
I
that.
don't see how that could possibly be right, but I guess you're right.
Well, I wasn't even, Brian, to be fair, that is not even me doing math. That is literally me just knowing that 16% is the average of what you would expect in a room with 6 draft spots.
It's not right, because this is because like eventually people are going to take guys who only get drafted like barely at all with CeeDee Lamb and
yes, correct.
So like
if guys who are 100% drafted, it should be right.
And like these numbers won't this number will probably end up being higher, right? The Lamb Prescott. For good reason.
Lamb Prescott will be really high.
I don't think it'll be really high. I bet.
I'd wager. You want to make a friendly wager that it's higher than 15%.
Oh, I think it'll be higher than 15. I think it'll be under 25.
When was the last time CeeDee was on a slate? Let's see if we can test some actual data. Was CeeDee on? CeeDee wasn't on the week 7 slate. Was he in the week 6 slate? So CeeDee was 100% drafted in the week 6 slate. So 9,316 teams. He was on 3,777 teams, 40.5% drafted the last time that CeeDee Lamb.
It should be free money for you then. Over 25% should be free money.
I mean, I don't remember anything about the week 6 slate, so I don't remember any of the specific peccadillos. Something that would help me out is there's not a late running quarterback on this slate, so there's not an Anthony Richardson. There's not a Justin Fields, so that changes the calculus just a smidgen.
So it should be even higher.
I don't know. I think you underestimate some of the. I think you overestimate some of the intelligence of the people playing in these fields. Actually,
we'll see. My guess under 25% by Sunday, but point being, whatever this number is, we're trying to figure out what is the equilibrium combo for uncorrelated players. What is that number? I bet 30% is too high. For sure.
Yeah. I mean that certainly does seem too high. My gut, my intuition is that you probably want less CeeDee Dak than the field to bring it all the way back around to what I was talking about. Is that it just feels like, I don't know. It just feels like an easy way to get different. Also, just to have things break your way.
My theory would be that and I had to get inside because I literally could not see anything anymore. Corneas are burned out. Sorry for the noise, but my theory is going to be that the earlier in the draft order you are at equilibrium, the bigger the pairing numbers are going to be, because you're going to get stuck at times where it's like, I can't pass up this value with this guy. Like, it doesn't even matter that he's 30%. It's too good. I have to take it because if I don't, I'm punting a pick. And then it's gonna, but still, it should. I would suspect it's going to be lower than whatever the field is doing.
Yeah,
That's just.
I
sort
was
of a
actually
theme
going to
of
mention.
all of these games.
I was going to mention that too. Is when he does fall though is a great spot to actually just disregard the Bijan. Whatever the combo, Lamb Bijan in this case, but it could be others. Is a perfect time to grab him, but wouldn't it in the equilibrium field? Wouldn't it even out? Wouldn't like some guys take him earlier, some guys it falls, but it should still be 16% or whatever that number is?
I think it's just going to come down to how steep the curve is wherever you are in the draft, right? So like the steeper the fall off, the more of a penalty you're paying for taking a different combo, right? I think it just comes down to like how much you get from a different combo.
Yeah.
Is it worth 2 points of projection? Is it worth 1? It depends where you are and what positions are left.
And this is a function of just all these earlier definitely going to get drafted guys, I think is what you're saying, right? Yeah. Because there's only so long you could push Bijan off. Like you have to take him. But player Y, you might be able to, if the combos are too high, you just don't take them.
I mean, you can imagine a situation where you've drafted, a premium wide receiver, and then it comes back to you, and it's very likely that if you don't take one of the 2 best running backs now, you're going to pay several points when it comes back to you. In which case, you just take one of the 2. Even though it's probably relatively common, it's just too costly not to grab it.
Yeah.
But it's all about finding where those cutoffs are. Right? That's sort of what the computer hopefully is better at than we are.
I mean, I would say too, like we got a decent amount of pushback. I felt like last week where people are saying, "Can't I just get different later? Can't I just get different later?" And it's like, I don't know why you wouldn't. Yeah, of course you can, but I don't know why you just wouldn't take the free EV when people are just.
Yeah, I think people are primed to do it then for a good reason because it's easier to do because it's usually by the time you get to the end of the draft, the difference in players at whatever tier you're at is
so minimal.
Generally much lower. So it's easier to get different then. So yeah, sure.
It's more comfortable, Brian. So it's much you'd be like, dude, I know so much ball. I scrolled down for Brian Robinson Jr., but you actually gained way more differential when your high projected players are different. So if CD and Bijan is 28% together, but CD and Kenneth Walker are 10% together, and Kenneth Walker's projected 1.5 points worse than Bijan, but you are gaining, 20x or whatever in ownership discrepancy. I get what you're saying. I can't decide if I agree with the chat or with Brian. I'm pretty undecided, but that is what it's getting at.
They're both right. They're both right in a way because, of course, get different when it's obvious and easy to do so. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't consider it at other points in the tree also.
Right, of course. Not arguing the point.
Brian is frozen in time for you.
Oh, great.
No, you're good. You're good. It's Dan's internet, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
But like, as long as you're going to do more than one draft, like you can just wait till Bijan falls to you, or whoever the player is. Right, or take somebody else a little earlier that's less comboed, that doesn't make much difference, anyways, projections wise. Like I'm just saying, like there's easy workarounds.
Imagine being such a fish that you need more than one team, dude. I just draft one team. I draft the shipper. All right, let's cook up. Let's cook up another one. Yeah, this is definitely true. You can do 150 and never have the right combination fall to you, which is like that. By the way, is something that is so not talked about. But like in these, and here we go. We're gonna get to test it out. We're gonna get to take a CD team. So much of what happens in these is dictated by your opponents in a way that is not true in salary cap DFS. It's so different.
Yeah, and I feel like one of the, it's hard to know for sure if I'm just projecting my own ideas onto what I see, but one of the things I think I see a lot is people who are who seemingly are wedded to what they're going to draft in this draft. It's like, this is what I'm going to draft. And then things don't run their way. And then they still draft pieces that no longer make sense because they were anchored to their idea of what they wanted to draft. And then just like you see it where like it's like they have an obvious correlation piece and then someone ruins it. And then they go ahead and they draft the other piece anyway. And like they make the team worse. Like it feels like just being wedded to a draft menu or a draft strategy in an individual draft is just a losing proposition. You just got to be loose.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, flexible. There's 2 points I want to make about this comment. This FIFA's guy's comment. One is let's say you're right and he never falls to you. Well, if we know that like this combo is way overowned than it should be, well then taking him even earlier to get to that combo to make sure you get him is even a worse idea. So now you're taking a highly owned combo that too highly. Like you should like why would you force that even more? It doesn't make any sense. And second of all, it doesn't as long as it's not the top like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks, you can take him early with a different combo in the first round. Right? So you can still take him early and get him. It just like, you know what I mean? Like there's more than one way to draft. Like it's not just I take this guy and then I have to wait. So like you could take so like if you wanted Lamb and Bijan, if you wanted Bijan, you could take him with somebody else earlier than he should go. Like just don't do it with Lamb. So like the idea of you getting unlucky in 150 drafts and Bijan never falling to you or whatever, which probably isn't going to happen anyways. There'll probably be a few in there.
Yeah.
And like, by the way, if you do it a billion, if you draft every Sunday and do 150 every Sunday, over time, this will even out. You could still get different with those combos earlier in the first round. And like I said, like, why would you, if you know the combos are well over projected, why would you force it even earlier to get the guy? It doesn't make any sense.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, but then I can just take Isaiah Likely and my team is unique, brother. Then I just need Isaiah Likely.
But why can't you do all of this? Why can't you do all of this?
Well, then you're getting too unique. You're giving up projection everywhere. You're giving up projection in multiple spots.
Well, but we're already granting that you're not going crazy. Like if you're playing, a solid strategy, then you would never be giving that up. Yeah, but clearly we're granting that if you're giving up 10 points of projection, you take Bijan.
I'll be honest.
10 minutes ago.
I'll be honest. I am just a little tilted because I thought Cade Otton, like relative, was like the most dog shit play in the pool last week.
Went off.
And him scoring, him being like Cade Otton. I can look it up after.
He got more points than Kyle Pitts after Pitts.
Yeah, I was about to make that point. Who does the computer want us to take, Dan?
Okay. Can't take Bijan.
Saying
no Daniel.
J.K. Dobbins, James Conner. Trey McBride.
Those are all fine.
Walker is also up there, bouncing around those 4 guys.
Dobbins, McBride, I'll do Walker.
Okay,
I'm not going to take Dobbins this early. Oh, I started the wrong guy. Shit, I meant to take Walker. We still can take Walker. I took Achane.
Okay, Achane is taken. Yeah, now it says Walker, followed by.
Achane's pretty highly owned too, with Lamb, but Walker's good.
Okay, let's go Walker then.
No chance, by the way, will this ever happen. Brian and Dan.
I managed 50. I managed 50 1 week.
Brian is not doing 50. Brian, let me tell you something I know about Brian. He is too busy re-educating the youth of America in Madden. He's not going to do it.
Yeah,
all right.
I think I did 17 1 week. That's quite a bit.
Week 8 roster players. Cade Otton was 57% drafted. Kyle Pitts was 14% drafted. I mean, that is so goddamn unjust.
Crazy.
That's so crazy. Like to know how many Kyle Pitts teams did I have? I had 9 Kyle Pitts teams. So I'm really.
Did you lose money in that draft?
No, I made. Oh, the last draft?
In the last week's $7 BR.
No. Oh yeah, I probably lost to Rake. Because I had a top 100 team. But
Yeah, I saw you were up there for a while.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah,
I got it.
What are they drafting?
Sorry. Cook, Allen, Hurts.
Yep.
But yeah, I was like Kate Otten, who was just I was pretty tilted. I was pretty because I felt very good about my teams. I had like 25% Kelsey. He goes 10 for 90 and 1. And it's like, well, it doesn't even matter. 10 for 90 and 1. Kate Otten laughs at that. Kate Otten does that in the first half, dude.
Yeah. Oh well.
Fernando here asking about collusion.
We had long collusion chat. Fernando, if you're actually interested, we talked about collusion at the end of the week 7 show for about half an hour.
I had a funny one. I'll bring up funny draft in relation to that comment.
Yeah,
which was
usually
invalidated.
Was it because of you?
It was not because of me.
Sometimes for people like Fernando who don't watch, sometimes they'll invalidate a lineup that Dan built because they think it's like too bad or something. But
that's one of their first layers of protection is just projection lineups that project too bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's definitely what invalidated the draft. I'll tell you about in a minute.
Okay, we're up.
Okay, it's thinking. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
It's gonna want Drake London.
No. It just wants you to take Dak now. You want to get Dak now?
Yes, I do. So give it Dak, and it can have an extra 8 seconds to cook.
Yeah. Okay, and then it's saying. Oh, it's saying I'm some tight end. So Drake London, Trey McBride, and then Jake Ferguson if you want to do a double. But it likes McBride and London the best.
Let's just do a classic single stack with a bring back. Eric Bimefor writing an article in 2017 is just like fist pumping Dak and CeeDee Lamb, the Drake London bring back.
There you go. And now my connection to my computer is gone down. So you might just have to like raw dog it for the last.
Oh damn! No chance am I going to be able to do that. I don't even know what would I even do. What would I even do without the computer telling me what to do, guys? I would be so lost.
Oh come on! Why won't it? Technology is not my friend today. The machine is up. It's just the connection is forked. Oh man.
Evan Ingram, I think, might be the Cade Otton this week, where he doesn't project that well or doesn't project that much better. But everyone, he's going to get way overowned relative to his projection. And he's got a great, he certainly, to me, has he's actually in the same spot as Cade Otton. All his wide receivers just died, and he could just totally get there.
And I'm going to kill this connection. I don't know.
All right, Brian. You choose the tight end.
Okay, is McBride gone already?
Yes.
And then we got Ferguson, and then who's the other guy?
We could do on this team.
Give me some names so I could look up the combos.
We could do check Njoku, Ferguson, and Laporta.
Man, and Joke is up there with A-Chain, London. Okay, know him. Who's next? Laporta?
Yeah.
Laporta's good. Who else?
Ferguson.
Yeah, so probably between those two.
Oh, Ferguson just went. So
okay, well then Laporta.
I can't take David Njoku. Not official.
He's 30% with A-Chain. 24% with London. I mean, a lot of combos. you're playing against, my friend?
I'm gonna take Taysom Hill. I'm gonna get even deeper in the pool.
Oh my god, you take the same guys every year. Oh no, he's even worse. He's 41% owned with A-Chain.
Well, he's that. So first off, that's impossible because he is not.
Is there another T Hill?
Tyreek Hill? Yeah.
Okay, well, sorry then.
And that is terrible. If the field is taking those guys together that often, that's awful.
Tyreek and A-Chain?
Yes, that's terrible.
Yeah, it is pretty bad.
That seems bad.
But you can get different later. You can get different later.
That was an all-time moment. Brian,
another
Brian.
TL.
Yeah, Taysom Hill 41.
We might need a team column. We might need a team column on this.
It is true. Tyreek on this channel, Tyreek is the lesser T Hill.
Yeah, I don't even.
He is the smaller T Hill, that's for sure.
It's true.
It's the smaller one.
Is there another T Hill? That was good.
That was the opposite of a no ball comment.
Listen, trust me, I know all about Tyreek Hill on Madden. Fucking
Gibbs and A-Chain, or Gibbs and Amon-Ra were in the same winning line 1 week, and now everyone wants a running back with a wide receiver. Yeah, I'm not doing that like at all. Like I think on stream last week I took Devontae Adams and Breece Hall together, and I was like, well, that team is worth $0, and I was right, by the way. It was worth $0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it seems like too. I think I might have mentioned this last week, but I think some of the combos are over-owned just because guys are getting over-owned. Like they're just people are not scrolling down enough.
100, yes,
they're
100%.
taking guys who should be owned 85% of the time, 100% of the time, and so like I don't know, like your McBrides maybe I don't know who else, but like they might just be combinatorially too high than they should be just because they're getting picked too high, and so like they're going to be there with the top 10 guys who are getting picked 100% of the time.
All right, I'm going to take Jamar Chase over Alvin Kamara on this one, so you can start to let it cook.
What if Lamb falls?
Then I'll take Lamb. Here's the thing about you guys think that you want to watch me draft underdog BR teams. You're not. It's not going to be that enjoyable of a process. I know far less about the NBA. I can extemporaneously discuss the Chargers like fullback situation. I'm going to have way less to say about Scottie Pippen Jr. for the Memphis Grizzlies.
I friggin' manually lowered him his last two games.
Oof.
I know.
Bad call, buddy.
So who did you decide you're gonna ram in here?
Chase.
Okay.
Look how owned we have Taysom Hill. This is crazy.
I will be doing NBA BR streams, but what I need is a tool, and the unabated tool is not ready yet, but it will be ready. But you guys are not going to want me extemporaneously speaking about like you're not gonna like that is basically the point. You need something on the screen. You don't want me with no data. Is effectively what I'm saying. Yeah, Taysom is 120% owned, Brian. Is what I'm seeing on the screen here.
Stuff for NBA that I have for NFL.
Yeah, could this sim work for NBA? Could you just sub out the player values?
I already do that.
Well, we could do that.
I could consider doing that. People are interested.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
It's a much simpler game. For sure.
That combos would really help you there.
Combos would really help you there. All right. Who does it want us to take? Josh Jacobs?
No, it's saying Walker, London, Pollard, Cook,
Okay, hold on, Davis. Hold on.
Hubbard.
Okay, no Walker. No Walker.
No Walker?
Drake, London, Pollard. Cook.
Gosh, I guess we're gonna have to take
Cuban.
Devin A-Chain. Man, that's
No, no A-Chain.
Oh, god dang, my fingers were too slow, dude.
God damn. Is there another Jay Chase?
I don't believe.
Here, look at how bad Davis is. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, because 35% of people know ball, Brian.
They're not paying attention, is what it is.
Jason Chase.
Jason
I believe
Chase.
I believe is his name. There is a Jamar Jefferson. That's true.
Yes.
He plays for the Lions.
But that also has nothing to do with Chase. So.
All right, you don't want us to take Walker.
Oh, Jay Jefferson, gotcha.
Yeah.
It says Lamar, actually. It says Lamar and Andre Swift and Chuba Hubbard. Those are winning. Drake London also there still. Yeah, those 4 guys.
Jackson looks fine with Chase.
All right. Sweet.
I bet that's actually fairly unique.
Yeah, that might be the kind of
It
play
looks
that's
like
under-owned by actually humans.
But Lamar and Taysom are really highly correlated.
Uh-huh.
Are they?
That's funny.
I don't think. I don't think so. I don't think there's any database that does the Wildcat. But
The
I
Wildcat's
guarantee.
gotta be crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I guarantee it is far less condensed because people are just clicking whoever they want in that.
Yeah, I haven't spent any time in that one, but it seems to me a contest like that, like you don't have to get fancy. Just
that the
draft
cheaper one?
as things come to you.
That's the $3
Yeah, that's
one
the
fifty
cheaper
max.
one.
You could
confusing 'cause I'm
probably.
drafting that's being spent for content.
It's probably about the same.
They're just more wackadoodle lineups. It's saying McBride followed by London, Chuba, Ramondre, Dobbins, Jacobs. But it likes
All right.
Trey McBride $1. I don't know why.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna let these. I'm not gonna let the fucking commenters tell me that I never do what the computer says. So we'll take Trey McBride.
He does what the computer says 1 in every 10 picks, and then claims he does.
No, I do what the computer says about half the time.
And now it's gonna say running back. Yeah. So it's saying Hubbard, Connor, Ramondre, Jacobs, Cook.
Hubbard, Connor, Ramondre. Here,
Yeah,
let's do James. Let's
all-
do James Conner.
Okay. I like that one within 3 cents of the. Yeah, there's just a bunch in this range.
I don't take the most common combination. I guarantee you that most of my combinations are not that. You could. There are a lot of flaws in my game, but I don't think that's the top one. All right, let's see what wide receiver is it going to want me to take. It's probably going to want me to take Flowers.
Yeah, we'll see. Did we
Which I
get
would
Flowers? Did we get
Yeah.
Flowers with Lamar last time?
Yeah, we did them.
Well, if it's close, maybe do the other way. We'll see.
Stochastic, I'm sure, has lots of tools, but they're not an affiliate of this. But I have a call. I have a call at 3:30 with the Roto Grinders powers that be. So right when we're done here, and they're either going to tell us
job. That's going to be
no. It's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be actually all the independent contractors are laid off, or this is how it's going to work now that we don't have any full-time employees anymore. And I don't honestly know which one it is. But if we stream tomorrow and you guys don't see the RG logo, that means that they got rid of all of the independent contractors.
Huh. Man, you'd think they'd think that far ahead, wouldn't you? That
Well, better. I don't think it worked that way because Better Collectives lost 90% of their shareholder value last week, or 70%.
That's not good. Is Neil still there?
It's saying it is putting Zay first at the moment, and then Olave, Myers.
Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
That's got to be the first time Jacoby Myers has been mentioned.
The $1.50 last. But right now it's Flowers, Olave, Devontae Smith, Jacoby Myers, DK Metcalf.
We got
McConkey,
Flowers.
6.
Yeah.
We'll do Flowers.
Flowers is fine.
Which looks fine because it's actually not. There's not a ton of people taking Flowers, and
I think people prefer Lamar naked at this point, or enough people have been pilled that they're actually taking him with Henry sometimes too.
That Bateman drop hurt me last week. That one I saw.
Yeah, it was brutal.
I had Henry in my good lineups.
I mean, it's like, here's the deal, guys. Like I do like 10 hours of work a week for Roto Grinders. It's not gonna be the end of the world if I'm not an independent contractor for them anymore. And in fact, could maybe even be better. Maybe Saber Sim has something they want to do with the channel that would be better or whatever. It's not.
I also wasn't saying they have it all figured out, but like they just like made a deal with Davis and Neil. You'd figure 2 weeks later they would know what's up.
Yeah, Neil will be on this call with me in 45 minutes, and he will be he will be figuring it out the same way that my guess is probably you don't do the 2 rounds of layoffs. You don't fire the full-time employees and then the contractors. You probably just do it all at once, I would guess. But I guess I don't know.
Well, I know a lot of the times it's a different group of people that hired you and then fired you, right? So the guy who hired me just got laid off. Right, there you go. So I mean, it could be that only one level of this company had any plan whatsoever.
Well, I mean, Brian will totally disagree with me on this one, but it's a private equity thing. It's like the people who are making the decisions now are not the people who made the Roto Grinders decisions initially. It's the parent company now.
Why would I argue with that?
Yeah, interesting.
I figured you were a big private equity guy. That's you love big business, dude. That's kind of like your thing. You're not a statist. You're sort of a fan of the oligarchy.
Love the oligarchy.
Yeah, that's kind of like when I think of Brian, I'm like,
I'm not an oligarchist. I'm a monarchist.
A monarchist, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
What would you say you do here, Davis?
I do the expert survey. I do GPP tags, and I'm a
people person.
And I used to do the Swolecast, but I don't anymore.
Is the Swolecast donezo, or are you guys going to go independent?
No, so Dave owns that IP, so it will be back. We might even do it this week. They transferred like the YouTube account and the domain name back to him. So the Swolecast is not done.
Nice.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that would be a tragedy if that went away.
You guys could just spell it differently or something. And
the pump cast.
That's true.
Yeah, you'd get the subs right back after a couple months.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Swolecast has never really been a money making operation. I don't know if you guys know that.
I thought you got rich off of that.
You wish, or I wish. All right, we're taking Chase again.
Maybe another trade.
What happened to Dan? Is Dan still there?
Gaspar?
Yes. Yeah,
Still
because so I think a lot of what they did was they trimmed content guys, but like they need the projections people.
Yeah.
You need the product people because
it's what's getting them money.
That's what's getting them. Well, so the way I understand it, and there was an article, I want to say in Business Insider, it might have been somewhere else, that basically explained what happened, which is Better Collective acquired a lot of businesses stateside based on how they did an SEO, but the whole internet is different now because of OpenAI. And so things that ranked really well and were making millions of dollars because of SEO, like SEO is just way different now. So is kind of what this article said. I don't have any inside knowledge. I don't know.
I mean, they've been losing market share too. Let's be real. I mean, all their we're their customer base, right? And we've all kind of moved away from RG stuff a few years ago.
So
I still have it.
RG's just RG's very popular. That's a very elitist.
It's popular. It's just not as popular. They had a monopoly.
Yeah, sure.
It used to be that everybody was there, and that's not true.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, I'll be honest. I am so stuck in my ways. Like a big reason why I wanted to be a RotoGrinders contributor was I have used RotoGrinders since I was in college. And I just if I just need to run an optimizer real quick, that's just what I go use. It's just kind of my default.
Yeah, it's the first thing I built with. I still use it. I still use them for certain things.
Yeah,
they got some good people though. Very nice people, I will say that.
Good, there's good people on both sides. Very, 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 very well. There's very fine people on both sides. I think is actually the right way. Yeah. Brian, what does the Draft Caddy combo ownership think about Kyron Bijan together?
Kyron Bijan was bad, I believe. It is.
That would be my guess.
Oh, actually, it's not that bad. Kyron and Bijan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, 6%. So if you can get that now, I'd grab that.
All right, T Hill went.
Okay.
We got Chase again.
It's saying.
Okay, don't pick anyone.
It's saying Cook, Daniels. Daniels pops briefly, but then he sank again. Dobbins, Amon-Ra, Chuba. Who wants the most?
No Amon-Ra. No A-Chain, no Walker.
Okay.
No Swift, no Bowers. Anyone else do this?
Who did we get?
He's taking Amon-Ra, of course. The fourth.
No, I took Cook.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, Cook's excellent there. I mean, assuming you guys like him.
Yeah. I mean, I like A-Chain better, but I know ball.
A-Chain Chase 36% almost.
Which again, that's just classic conservative fear mongering. You say 36% and you make it sound so big, but 36% of 16% is like 4%.
No. Okay, who are we back to here?
Neighbors and A-Chain went.
Well, it's going to want Dobbins. So Dobbins is the guy this week.
It's saying Chuba and Kenneth Walker.
Oh, baby.
And Drake London. And Trey
Um,
McBride.
I,
And
you
Josh
know,
Allen.
You know what? Sorry, guys. I'm overruling everyone. This combo is too hard to get. This
I would
combo
do
is
the Drake London Davis.
this combo is too hard to get. Sorry.
I would do the Drake London. Is Puka going that high?
Yeah, he goes 10th overall. So this combination of players is like almost impossible to get. Well, it would have been impossible if I would have taken A-Chan, but it's just hard to get Chase and Puka together. But yes.
So when I reran my numbers, it was in fact the case that someone had him criminally low in an earlier build. I reran and he was somewhere in the top 15. I can get the exact number in a minute.
That is why this Woolcast wasn't in your pod feed, because we didn't do it this week.
Puka's good with the combos, pretty good with the combos, I think, though, Davis. So
well, because he won't be on very many Puka. He won't be on very many Chase teams. The Badge Bros must have just ended. We just got a bunch of new people in the stream.
Oh, they rate us?
No, just people are very the overall pool of people who want to watch Underdog, Best Ball, BR related content. I'm guessing there's about 2,000 people in the world total. And so you're really competing for the subjective attention of those people. Lou, that is a great reminder. I almost forgot to set my lineups. So thank you.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's a game tonight. No, wait, today's Wednesday.
This is for soccer.
Oh.
Okay. Thinking. It wants Josh Jacobs or Chuba Hubbard.
I wish I could talk it into
Who you got?
Tony Pollard, but that's fine.
Pollard is 5th in my list at the moment.
I took Jacobs because I want the computer to tell me that I like good money. My brain sims say that you want Foden in captain. All right. Now, does it want us to take Trey? It's going to say Trey McBride.
It's going to say Trey McBride. Yep. It says Trey McBride. After that, it says Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow. Basically tied.
All right, we'll take Trey McBride.
Okay.
I don't, Brian. Someone just posted it in Pete's Discord. They just posted a screenshot of it. All right. So we have Chase and Puka and McBride. So is it going to tell us to take? Well, it might tell us to take Daniels if he's still there.
Right, but this guy who just took Terry McLaurin.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he's going to.
No. He already has a quarterback.
Hoisted by his own petard.
He's got Josh Allen. Is Josh Allen again without interesting targets this week? I assume.
Well, Keon Coleman maybe actually could have been in the winning lineup last week, but he's like projects so bad. He projects for like 9 points. So if you're taking him, you're really only ever taking him with, I suppose at this point, probably Dalton Kincaid. That could be a spot. There is a fancy play spot that I like this week. Yeah, which quarterback does it want us to take?
Oh, okay, so now it's just going to say, it's saying Joe Burrow. But Kyler is close. It's probably mixing the two, if I had to guess. But right now, Joe Burrow is mine.
Brian, give me the combo ownership. Which one do we do? It's too late.
I'm actually getting my lineups in. I had to sneeze, so I can't do it.
Lineups in for what?
I mean, my register. I forgot to register for NBA tonight.
It's a good slate to not manually dock Scottie Pippen Jr.
Okay. Are you ready for the massive profit?
Yeah.
We took $7 and we turned it into $7.13.
Oh no.
Right. We're not buying coffee. We're not buying coffee with that.
Crushing it.
By the way, I'm running out of good title ideas. A computer solves fantasy football mysteries. Not my best work. Not my best work. Done better. You know.
You could reuse some of the golden oldies. I mean,
no, you can't reuse. The algorithm's going to punish that.
Mysteries you want?
The top vidIQ for this title suggestion is mind-blowing computer simulations for fantasy football week 9.
It's not bad. Are you going to do these sims will get you laid guaranteed ever?
No, I won't. I'll change it. I'll change it to mind-blowing computer simulations for fantasy football week 9.
Maybe these sims will get you laid with ChatGPT.
Conservative fear-mongering, Noah.
Conservative fear-mongering.
Was pretty proud of that. Proud of that.
Oh, good. I'm going to lie. A lot of times it makes no sense, the things you say, but
it makes sense. It makes sense from a certain point of view, Brian. From a certain point of view. Wow, we keep getting blessed with good selections here.
Threes. Yeah. 2, 3, 2. It's like 3, 2, 2, 3. Something like that.
I did 4 drafts on Sunday, like I was saying with Davis, and I got three out of the 4 in the first overall pick.
That was true. Yeah, Brian just commented on my Sunday morning stream, and then we just spent the next 2 hours arguing about. Actually, not even really arguing. We just drafted some bad BR teams, or I guess good BR teams, because Brian, you cashed.
Yeah.
I just got so discouraged by my week 7 experience of drafting 400 teams and just getting absolutely piled on by the field. That was not a fun experience. That was really not ideal.
Yeah. Map, Brian and I are well acquainted with that feeling.
Oh yeah, unfortunately.
Here's the thing,
I
though.
got pretty barbecued in basketball last night.
The thing though is it's more draining and more annoying with BR because of just the sheer amount of man hours you have to do. You
That's
literally
correct.
have,
It's like
imagine you hand built 150 teams and you
Yep.
sucked. Then it's like
No, I
you
get
can't
it.
even blame your computer. You can't even blame. You're just like, nope. You're just an idiot. You didn't know that Joe Mixon and Jahmyr Gibbs were the combo you needed to have. You're an idiot.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's extra annoying. All right, Chase goes. It's gonna mix it. Let's do Henry. We have not done a Henry one yet. Let's see what the computer says when we have a Henry.
Okay. It generally doesn't like him as much as the field.
Oh, he doesn't project very good. I also don't like Derrick Henry very much, but it's a nice way every Sunday when he gets 25 to know that I've got exposure to him somewhere.
Or not. Like, when is he usually getting drafted?
Like somewhere in these next 4 picks. The
It's too soon.
Barkley,
Already nice.
Kyron, Kamara.
Well, that's interesting. Sorry.
That's how we do it. Walking bets. Taylor Mathis loves these underdog fantasy football picks in week 9.
Walking bets girl loves these picks. Yeah.
That would be a shipper. And Lamar Jackson goes at the turn anyway, so we didn't.
She's making a comeback. I saw she's already tweeting again.
Yeah, she tweeted her enemies forgot she knows how to walk.
It's true, she does.
Okay. It's saying Dobbins, Bijan, McBride, Jacobs, Robinson, Dobbins, Walker.
Yes.
AJ is up there if you want to take it.
So this is a
Popping out.
combinatorial. This is a combinatorial thing where that is going to be a fairly unique pairing. I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Well, who is
It
it?
already doesn't like your lineup because you took Henry first. It doesn't like your lineup right now.
Yeah.
So it's going to try and make it up.
Which one are you looking at?
elsewhere.
Brown and who? Henry?
Derrick Henry.
No. It's not. See, this is it's very high. The problem that's the definitely a thing that we should take away is like if you make the weird thing in the first pick, your first round, definitely don't try to get different.
It's saying Walker, London, Hurts, Chuba. None of those are the guy you wanted to hear. I take it.
No, let's do Walker. Walker. I mean, me and the projections are not seeing eye to eye this week.
That's fair.
Which is okay. Sometimes the
Oh,
projection.
he took Jalen Hurts. Okay, that's.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
So who are the risers this week then? I bet Dobbins is based on the sim.
No, Dobbins. The people are over Dobbins. The thing you have to remember is it has to be guys that project well that people also want to click. So, like, good example would be Pollard.
Did they really want to click Chuba Hubbard that week? I don't think so.
Because, Brian, you again forget people want to click guys who have recently done well and recently helped their fantasy teams. Chuba Hubbard had been doing well that we liked him. You don't know how to get inside the head of your fellow virgins. Is that well? All right, who's it going to want? It's going to want Trey McBride here.
McBride, that's another one it recommends a lot.
Well, he just is straight up projected the highest of any tight end. So yeah, that one's pretty obvious.
So as you summarized, Trey McBride. It's also saying Kyler Murray, McLaurin Daniels.
How much
Presumably.
EV do I lose when I take Cooper Cup?
You lose $2.50.
All right. Well, I'll buy your coffee.
Ouch.
Very good. But
Ouch.
maybe depending on what other people do, we might get it back.
I mean, this could theoretically be a $0 team. I mean, this could be a team that the computer surmises has no chance to win.
He's an
Battle Royale in week 9.
He's an interesting combo guy to look at after we do our pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's probably not 100% drafted either.
Yeah,
Correct.
you look at this after we're drafting.
Hey, we're taking a tight end next.
Well, we lost McBride.
Yeah, we're not taking a quarterback here. Because we don't have to. So
Pitts, probably.
It's saying it's bouncing around. It's saying Ferguson, Laporta, Engram, Kincaid, Pitts. It's just bouncing around. Ferguson's winning at the moment, but they're all close.
I love when it bounces. It's like playing craps.
I think those combos are good too with Ferguson.
We'll do Ferg. That gives us another quarterback.
All right, and then I'll just advance to our quarterback pick. See what it says, 'cause everyone else has one. So
yeah, let's take a look at this Cooper Cup ownership. This is interesting, I think.
All right.
I think I just fundamentally disagree with the projections about on the Rams, basically. And these ownerships are not passing the smell test to me, Brian. They might be good, but they are not passing the smell test.
Well,
this is interesting.
We'll see on Sunday.
Quarterback is close. It's so tight. I'm a little surprised at what it's offering.
But I would still not pick Cup and Barkley or Cup and Bowers for sure. Just be safe with it.
I did just pass up 25 Ingram targets. It's true.
So it's alternating between Dak, which makes sense, and Geno. That Dak is winning by a little bit. Why does it want Geno?
Taysom Hill?
That's very strange.
because of Walker. It wants a Geno because of Walker.
Okay. Oh, okay.
We'll do Dak.
Yeah, and I preferred Dak. So
All right.
this one, it did not like this one so much.
Well, he gave away
$4.21. So.
Oh, it could have been way worse. Could have been way worse.
Do we have to give back Dan's coffee?
Yeah,
I'll just spit it up for them.
we do. We actually have to give it back. Brian, what did you want to discuss? Oh, the Cup ownership.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, so Cup right now. Avoid Cup, Barkley, Cup. Who was the other guy I said? Cup, Bowers, Cup, Barkley. Don't pair them up. That's just like egregious if it's right, and it's going to change, but like it'll probably still be high. It'll still be too high.
I can look at some numbers for my thing for pairs if we want to. Oh, I wanted to bring up. So an NBA draft I was in got invalidated. So this is how it went down. And for people who don't draft NBA, just draft 6 guys. There's no positions or anything. So it's very much about tiers of players. But the very first drafter comes in and drafts a guy that was like 20 points less projected than the first available pick. And then so you picked like Rui Hachimura for the one. And then he picked like, I don't know, a bencher for his second pick. And then he picked like another bencher for his third pick. And like his total projection was like 45 points lower than everyone else. And they
got thrown out immediately.
Yeah, it just got tossed. But the thing is very interesting to think about is like they're talking it. I think they need to change their verbiage a little because I think situations like that, it's probably rarely collusion. It's just someone being an idiot. But it is true that person is like massively increasing the EV of everyone else in that draft. And at some point, I guess you can say it's not fair. But I don't think it has anything to do with collusion. It's just, the guy was
The ones that get
stoned.
thrown out the ones that get thrown out like crazy are the short slate basketball, like the primetime Palooza version of basketball, the dunking after dark. Those get tossed like crazy.
If you're
that's
playing,
probably a mistake too. They're probably getting that wrong, because if I had to guess, and I have no insight, and it's easy to say when I'm not running a company, is that they're using some kind of metric and adopting it to the small slate, where in those small drafts we've seen in football, like there are times when you have to do some weird shit. And we show this in the Endgame show too, when like your choices become very limited. Like you just have to be doing some weird things every once in a while, because otherwise you'll never get to certain things. So I would guess that they're being too stringent in those kinds of drafts, because it looks weird, but it should look weirder. Anyway.
What about this analogy? If you're in a poker tournament and the drunk guy sits at some table and donates his stack, they benefit. They had EV that none of us get, but like that's one would say we don't want the bad players sitting in our tournaments. So
that's right. Yeah, I don't love the approach of just looking at projection. I think
that would be the poker analogy doesn't hold that well though, because not everyone gets to play aces. If that makes sense.
That's true. It's less of a thing, but
it's not. That's why it's an analogy, because it's not a direct correlation, right, Davis? It's still we learn a little.
Ryan, that's my job. Someone's got to check you. You're too busy being the 23rd best Madden player in the world. You're kind of drunk on power right now. Someone's kind of
15th. Thank you very much.
Wow, up to 15th. Yeah. What if the drunk guy checked the nuts?
Well, that's another thing too. Is drunk guy? Where the analogy doesn't hold, the drunk guy actually might take the table and then get to your table and give you a giant stack.
Right.
Correct. Yeah, it's interesting. I honestly don't know what the best solution is, but
yeah, I agree. But I think they're too conservative. I've said this for a while, so.
But I understand why they would be that way, though, to be fair.
Yeah, especially in this regulatory environment.
Well, not just that. Like, even if that weren't an issue, well, I'll come back to it. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Saying Kenneth Walker.
Hold on.
Dobbins. Then Neighbors makes an appearance.
Okay. Walker's fine. Who else?
Jack Lamar. Walker, Lamar, Neighbors.
They're all fine.
Okay. I took Neighbors.
Cool. I like it. Yeah, I was just gonna say, even without regulatory stuff, like it's so reputationally damaging when like an actual cheating scandal happens on your platform. I could see being ultra twitchy about not letting that happen.
Well,
even to the point of ending some drafts that were probably fine.
Someone just posted in Pete's Discord that they got a lamb chase team. So please, Mr. Regulator Man at Underdog, please make sure you do your best to toss that one out.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's like DFS. Like, part of the point is getting to super weird combos nobody has, right? And you don't want to use. Anyway, it's saying Amon Ra. It's saying Swift. Dobbins.
Ross fine, I think.
Okay, sweet.
Well, yeah. Who'd you take? Well, yeah.
Amon Ra St. Brown.
Like, one of the things they list on the Underdog website is if two players are drafted less than some percentage, it's like a flag. I get using that as an initial criteria for having another look, but like some of the skill is literally getting to those.
That was good pick combo wise. It's hard to kind of, once you start getting to 2-3 players, it's kind of hard, but
It's almost like that's what the chat has been saying this entire time, Brian.
No, it's actually not what they've been saying.
No, that is very much what the chat has been saying this entire time.
No, it's not. I was talking about me physically searching the name. It's hard.
That's why you need to get the 3-person tool.
Touche.
And then you need to get the 4-person tool. Then you need to get the 5-person tool. And then you need to build the full field contest sim, the 6-person tool.
And then you have what I've written, except against actual lineups.
When there are two St. Browns, Brian. Nightmare.
I think we're
fuel.
safe there.
Okay, it's saying James Conner, Andre Swift, J.K. Dobbins, Josh Jacobs, Chuba Hubbard, all pretty close.
We'll do DeAndre Swift. We haven't done DeAndre Swift yet. When are you guys going to take a larger role with runthesims.com?
It's not announced, Davis.
I know. We're an hour and 45 minutes into the stream.
No one's paying attention. Swift and AJ Brown are high on. We have Amon-Ra St. Brown, right?
We do.
Yeah, we don't have his younger brother Equanimous.
Oh, EQ St. Brown. I forgot about him.
Swift and Amon-Ra are 10% on, so that's pretty good, actually.
Well, Swift, I mean, that tracks because Swift is not 100% drafted. You got to check the Taysom Hill combos, though.
Let's see. Okie dokie, Jake Ferguson. We're not taking a quarterback.
Can I take David Njoku?
You can, and he's currently winning.
Wow.
So grab him before my software changes his spot.
All right, here's my my Gigabrain scroll take of the week. I'm taking some Jameis Winston, David Njoku, Jameis Winston, Cedric Tillman teams this week, and my Giga scroll is Elijah Moore, where I'm going to check the result on. He is going to be like, I don't know. He's going to be on like 9 teams and half of them are going to be.
So if you have Bowers and Njoku and McBride at 100% owned, projected, they're gonna have higher combos, right? With the earlier picks.
Yeah.
But can't we still avoid the top ones there and take those guys somehow? So like in Njoku's highest is combos with Kamara.
Okay.
But at this point, you got Bowers, Njoku, McBride, and then maybe Ingram, Pitts.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, we got to make a pick here. It actually likes Daniel Jones the most here.
All right. Well, I'm so sorry to disregard the computer. I really am.
You're gonna lose, Davis. This is it.
Did we get Jameis Winston?
We did get Jameis Winston.
You sick. All right, with Jameis Winston, our team is worth, drum roll, please,
$4.13.
No, $6.37.
That's fine. Jameis Winston is quite literally gonna lead the NFL in passing yards per game for the rest of the season.
Okay, good to know.
But trust me, by next week, you guys will be hip to Jameis Winston. You guys will be you're going to be loading up. You're going to be loading up your Jameis Winston teams in your sims. The projections are not going to be hip to it yet. The projections are also not hip to the fact that since the bye week, the Chargers have been a positive pass rate over expectation team. That game has a super low total, relatively speaking. All right, let's do. Actually, I got to get out of here and get on the RG call so we can wrap this up.
Good luck with that.
We don't have to leave like right now, but I was just gonna say we don't have to do another one. Big takeaways this week: insanely flat running back exposures. Like basically after Kyron, Dan, your stuff was like take a guy who's literally undrafted, who like literally doesn't get drafted.
Yeah, let me jump us.
Hubbard, Connor. I mean, these guys are getting drafted less than like 15% of the time.
Let's take
Hubbard.
a look and see.
Yeah, Connor wasn't getting draft picked. I noticed that too.
Take a look.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at this point in the week that might not be that bad, Davis.
I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm not making a value judgment. I'm just saying
right. No, I'm just kind of exploring this with you.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I will say normally when we do these, I generally like the teams. I generally like the direction that it's sending me. I pretty much hated everything the computer wanted me to do this week. And I don't know if that's me. I don't know if that's the sim. I don't know if it's that we're doing it on Wednesday and so the projections are not as refined. That could totally be part of it. But
Part of it for sure.
yeah.
Let me take a look. I've got it up now. Percent drafted, the position. All right, I have it. So that's interesting. Which position do we want to look at first? Running back? Let's look at running back.
Sure.
So it's got. So in terms of 95% or over drafted, it only has Kamara, Williams, Robinson, Walker, Barkley, and Chuba.
Well, Chuba is like 10% drafted or something. So there's your edge for this week. And
then in the between 50 and 95, it right now has Derrick Henry at the top of that list, who's being drafted much earlier, and James Conner, Jahmyr Gibbs, J.K. Dobbins, Swift, and Josh Jacobs. And then below that, between like 10% and 50, it's got James Cook, Etienne, Pollard, Brown, and our good friend Ramondre Stevenson.
Dan, you could stop right there, buddy. You can stop right there.
Computer can't win you.
Guys worked in IT for 40 years. Dan, what would you know about IT?
Nothing.
All Dan knows about is singing, brother.
Hopefully a better singer than a software engineer, but probably close. I don't know.
Okay, guys, what do we have anything specific on Endgame to look out for this week?
No. Our next two videos I think are going to be our roundtable. Davis, we need to schedule that with you two, and maybe a projections video. You just put up some stuff. He did some NBA videos. People might be interested now with NBA starting.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
We need to do when Unabated gets their projections up for BR, we need to plan on doing one of these for NBA. I'll be fascinated because let me tell you, I'll be much less likely to IKB the computer in NBA because NBA projections are basically unassailable. You know, like they're just they're a lot less going on there. All right, guys, make sure that you are subscribed to the Endgame Syndicate YouTube channel. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel if you made it this far in the video. Comment your favorite Battle Royale pick in week 9. We will be back next week. Adios, man. Good luck, everybody.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of